Get ready. Five, four, three, two, one. Start. This appeal by special leave has been filed against the impugned judgment of the Guwahati High Court dated 26/11/2001 in writ appeal number 005/2002. By the aforesaid judgment, the division bench of the Guwahati High Court dismissed the writ appeal of the appellant filed against the judgment of the learned single judge dated 21/8/2001. Heard learned counsel for the parties and perused the record. The appellant was in the service of the Border Roads Engineering Service, which is governed by the Border Road Engineering Service Group A rules as amended. As per these rules, since the appeal was promoted as executive engineer on 22 to 1988, he was eligible to be considered for promotion to the post of superintending engineer on completion of 5 years as on the grade of executive engineer, which he completed on 21 to 1993. Accordingly, the name of the appellant was included in the list of candidates eligible for promotion. The Departmental Promotion Committee (DPC) held its meeting on 16/12/1994. It In that meeting, the appellant was not held to be eligible for promotion, but his junior were selected and promoted to the rank of superintending engineer. Hence, the appellant filed a writ petition before the Guwahati High Court, which was dismissed, and his appeal before the division bench also failed. Aggrieved, this appeal has been filed by special leave before this court. The stand of the respondent was that according to para 6.3 bracket 2 of the guidelines of for promotion of departmental candidates, which was issued by the Government of India, Ministry of Public Grievance and Pension, wide office memorandum dated 10 for 1989 for promotion to all posts which are in the pay scale of rupees 3700 to 5000 and above. The benchmark grade should be very good for the last 5 years before the DPC. In other words, only those candidates who had very good entries in their annual confidential reports ACRs for the last 5 years would be considered for promotion. The post of superintending engineer carries the pay scale of rupees 3700 to 5000, and since the appellant did not have very good entry but only good entry for the year 1993-94, he was not considered for promotion to the post of superintending engineer. The grievance of the appellant was that he was not communicated the good entry for the year 1993-94. He submitted that had he been communicated that entry, he would have had an opportunity of making a representation for upgrading that entry from good to very good. And if that representation was allowed, he would have also become eligible for promotion. Hence, he submits that the rule of natural justice have been violated. In reply, then The learned counsel for the respondent submitted that a good entry is not an adverse entry, and it is not an adverse entry which has to be communicated to the employer. Hence, he submitted that there was no ineligibility in not communicating the good entry to the appellant. Learned counsel for the respondent relied on a decision of this court in Vijay Kumar versus State of Maharashtra and others 1988 SCC 674, in which it was held that an uncommunicated adverse report should not form the foundation to deny the benefits to the government servant when similar benefits are extended to his juniors. He also relied upon a decision of this court in state of Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh versus Suryakant Chunnilal Shah 1999 SCC 529, in which it was held purpose of adverse entries is primarily to foretell the government servant to mend his ways and to improve his performance. That is why it is required to communicate the adverse entries so that the government servant to whom the adverse entry is given may have either opportunity to explain his conduct so as to show that the adverse entry was wholly uncalled for, or to silently brood over the matter, and on being convinced that his previous conduct justified such an entry to improve his performance. On the strength of the above decision, learned counsel for the respondent submitted that only an adverse entry needs to be communicated to an employer. We do not agree. In our opinion, every entry must be communicated to the employer concerned so that he may have an opportunity of making a representation against it. If he is aggrieved in the present case of benchmarks, that is the essential requirement laid down by the authorities for promotion to the post of superintending engineer was that the candidate should have very good entry for the last 5 years. Thus, in this situation, the good entry in fact is an adverse entry because it eliminates the candidates from being considered for promotion. Thus, nomenclature is not relevant. It is the effect which the entry is having which determines whether it is an adverse entry or not. It is thus the rigorous of the entry which is important, not the physiology. The grant of a good entry is of no satisfaction to the incumbent if it in fact makes him ineligible for promotion or has adverse effect on his chances. Hence, in our opinion, the good entry should have been communicated to the appellant so as to enable him to make a representation praying that the said entry for the year 1993-94 should be upgraded from good to very good. Of course, after considering such a representation, it was open to the authority concerned to reject the representation and confirm the good entry bracket through of course in a fair manner, but at least an opportunity of making such a representation should have been given to the appellant, and that would only have been possible had the appellant been communicated the good entry which was not done in this case. Stop.